Okay, guys, I want you to wrap your heads around this and wrap it real good. The report shows a Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and the Biden administration defunded the operation to stop gun trafficking to the cartels. Now, they got a little girl on here that's going to explain this.
I'm into that first.
Here's how it works. When narcos want guns, they activate a phone tree, calling accomplices who live across the U.S. Four-track buyers as far north as Maine, and even Alaska. These people are paid to buy weapons and ammo, then illegally pass them off to brokers. Couriers pick up those guns and drive them across the border into Mexico and into the hands of the cartel.
Well, Katie, that sounds like trafficking. That sounds like an illegal activity.
Pretty much, yeah.
Huh. And how, it begs the question, I'm just going to knock my mic off in excitement. It begs the question, how would they get across an obviously secure border?
It sounds like they got a trade agreement. You know, guns for dope. Don't worry, where there's money to be made, there's always corruption.
One elephant in the room.
I mean, there's that.
There's that. Okay, so far, what we've got at the base level is the ATF. They know about this. They got this program. They defunded it in 2022. They know that there's a national trafficking organization that cartels are doing through phone calls and networks, and then they are trafficking them across the United States and then across the border. Okay, and they defunded it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's got to be more to it. Come on, what you got?
I mean, we're just going to dive into the second one because we need to keep this rolling.
Okay.
We're talking about Thor in the past tense. Is Thor gone?
Thor, as our project, is gone. It's no more. I was told priorities in the U.S. government shifted. The money was gone.
That was at the end of 2021. When asked directly, senior justice officials told CBS News that they were not familiar with Project Thor.
Okay, so now I can add some color into this one, and that's really important. Because, Katie, you just showed the clip that you found that says in 2021, this program was basically ceased or halted.
Yes.
And then funding shifted. Well, that's about the same time that all the executive bureaucratic actions that were happening against American gun owners, legal gun owners, were starting to be implemented. So at the exact same time, Katie, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're finding here is that at that time, you had the ATF knowing about an existing gun trafficking ring that the cartels were operating in the United States.
Hang in there, people. They were funneling, as of today, 2,000 guns daily. A day. 2,000 a day. Now, to me, it reminds me of the old Obama, Eric Holder gun running scheme. You know? Causes chaos, gets people killed, but they don't care. There's money. Okay, well. There's this is 8 minutes and 34 seconds. It has all the good stuff in it. We're going to go to something else because I want you to see something. Now, let me back this up here. The Obama-Biden gun running scandal 10 years later and still no answers. Sounds like they got a trade agreement down there, people. It really does. Yeah, remember when the Obama administration sold guns to the Mexican cartel? Yep. Operation Fast and Furious. Finally, it got too big for the mainstream media to ignore. Yep. The guns from Operation Fast and Furious was used to murder a U.S. border agent. And the harder the Obama administration tried to bury it, the bigger it got. guy who signed off on this bloody gun running scandal is now president. Yeah, they pretended ignorance at first, and then withheld thousands of subpoenaed documents from the House Oversight Committee, claiming executive privilege until a federal court ordered them to be turned over to the investigators. One ATF agent told the committee that Fast and Furious was a perfect storm. Yeah, it says here that back then they allowed 2,000 guns get into the criminal hands in Mexico. But since then, people, they restarted this in 2021. They've changed the funding around, and now the Biden administration is moving 2,000 guns a day to Mexico. I mean, that's close to 1 million. Wow. Yeah, so the Obama administration and Biden used this fiasco as an excuse to implement new requirements for gun dealers in the Southwest, as if they were to blame for what the hell happened. No, sir, people. Wake up. I'll put a link to this too. This has a lot. This has a lot in it. But just know what the hell's going on. They're trying to take guns away from you while arming every other damn nation in this world. The Ukraine, Mexico, everywhere. Afghanistan. No, sir, people. Wake up and smell the roses of what the hell's going on in this country. What pisses me off about this whole thing is like they're all in cahoots. You got the ATF trying to justify their jobs, and how do they justify their job? Well, as long as guns and dope is coming in, hey, their job is secure. You don't need the ATF. You don't need the EPA. There's so many agencies that we do not need. Government got too big for their britches, and now all you have is corruption because they can blame it on somebody else and hide the goods. The bigger something is, the easier it is to hide something. That's why they stick all these little soldiers in front of them so that they can take the brunt of the blame while these guys still have time to figure out how to get the hell out of it. Well, that's Fuzzy's rant for tonight. This is dated May 13th, 2020. This shit goes on, people, every day. And they try to take away your guns. Think about this. Yeah, I'm telling you what, it's like the Obama Holder gun running scheme was restarted in 2021. Obama's still behind all this stuff, hiding out in the basement somewhere, making all these decisions because Biden can't make them. Biden will end up taking all the blame for it, but Biden isn't running the show. He can't even address himself. Okay, guys, I'll put links to both of these. For God's sake, I hope you look at this to see what's going on so you know in your own mind the corruption and stuff that's going on in the United States of America. The only way to fight something is to know what's making it tick. Thanks.